So there are 4 steps of transformation. So you can keep it in your mind. You just remember it anytime you want to go for transformation. These are the 4 steps. Okay. If these 4 steps are there, you can easily transform yourself and anybody else, or your clients, or whoever you want to transform. Transform by any mean. So what are these 4 steps? The first step is about decoding the reality. Okay, which means awakening the observer within. What does it mean, decoding reality? You will see how everything in front of us is a clue. Okay, and it is giving us some information to decode. So first, how to decode? If, let's say, if I'm seeing something, my car have some problem, and if I'm saying, oh, it's a clue, but how can I find out what clue it is giving? It doesn't make any sense. Like, how can I decode that clue of car? For example, if car have some problem, the brake issue, what is that clue? I mean, I don't know. So we will learn about how to decode the clues. Okay, I will for that, for decoding the clue, we have to decode our life, we have to decode our brain, we have to decode how we process this information. And when we take this information through our senses, right, what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, when we take that information inside, how our brain is processing that information. How, if I am saying this is black color, how I come to know it's black color? I learned it. But what is happening in the brain, then whenever it's seen the black color, it give you a black color. So we have to decode our mind processes. We have to decode how we process outside information to inside. We have to decode if something is happening outside, how can we get some information to make the change inside of us? Decode means being aware. Another meaning of decoding, getting awareness. This is trying to tell me something. What it is trying to tell me, you become aware. Only see, when you can change anything, only when you become aware there is something to change. Until you are not aware there is something to change, you don't know what you don't know, so you cannot change because you don't know there is something to change. So that's why it's our responsibility to become aware, to decode the information that is around us. Okay, after you become aware about the you decode, you become aware, then you have chance to clean yourself. Whatever is not serving you, just let it go. Whatever is actually, you identify, oh, that's my trauma is, I was doing it, I did not even know, but now I decode my trauma, or whatever it was there, so I can heal myself. Okay, so then the next step, after you understand the signs, clues around you, then you start cleaning yourself. Okay, now the third step of transformation is called principle and alignment. We all have certain habits, right? We wake up and somehow some people are very punctual in time. You know, everything should be on time and nothing should go, everything should be written. This is how we were trained, right? Maybe with our parents, and how we see our parents, somehow we grow up this way. Some people are not even at all caring about time. They don't have any rules, regulations. They don't care about, so they grow up as a principle, right? So we have certain rules, we have certain regulation in our life that we follow because we are programmed this way. Sometimes it's serving us, sometimes it's not serving us. Okay. So only when we heal from whatever was not serving us, okay, then we are able to actually understand the real principles. So in principles, I will teach you the principles of human experience. In another way of principle, you can say laws, universal laws. Okay, how universe is working, what are the laws behind the universe. So we will discuss some quantum physics in that portion of principles and laws and alignment of ourselves with the principles. So it's not about just learning the photoelectric effect or young double slit experiment, like theories of physics, but how these theories of physics, that the laws of physics are actually applicable. How this photoelectric effect, which we studied somewhere back in the school, like electron photons are bombarding the metal and electrons are releasing, how it is related to our life. Have you ever wondered in that time when you were studying in school? I mean, we don't know what does it mean. Okay, photon of lights are falling on the metal and metal are releasing the electrons. And now based on the frequency and intensity, decide which type of electron is releasing. How it is related to our life, we never understand this way. So we will go through some physics phenomena. We will go through some principles of human experiences. As a human, we there are some laws, whether you know it, you don't know it, You believe it, you don't believe it, it's working. So once you become aware about those laws, then you can align yourself with the laws. Okay, so when you align yourself with the principles and the universal laws, and you start understanding those concepts in relation to your life, you align yourself better with the nature. How nature designed us, you are actually living in the alignment. And when you are aligned with the natural way of natural design, you become wise. And that's a step of care, each one of us. And why I keep it the fourth step wise, like when you want to become a coach, for example, what is coach doing? If you are going to a coach, you consider a coach being more wiser. Yeah, advise us, like you get for you go for an advice, a coach, you are going to someone for coaching, means this person is more wise, so it can guide me in my situation. How can I go through this? Even in the cricket coaching, football coaching, that person is more wise in football, so he can advise me how can I do it properly. So every coaching, excluding the life coaching or our field, the wisdom is part of the coaching. Okay, and you will achieve wisdom if you go through these three steps. Let's say football coach. Okay, football, actually a coach of the football, they decode what does this mean, what does this mean. If you stay this way, they know, oh, this will perform this way, so they already decode the reality of football. Okay, and they have been gone through so much pain, and they heal themselves, they learned it, so they went through cleaning and healing process. Okay, and then they align themselves with the principle of better player or better playing. They have principles, they know the principle, they align themselves, and then they become wise. If you see in our life, when we say that, who are the wise people, who we consider as wise people? Normally parents, some elders. Yes. Why we see an elder, or why an elder appears to be wise? Because of experience. Because of the experiences, right? So when they go through different experiences of life, and as they move through life, and then they start decoding what happened. Oh, at this age, now understanding something that happened is decoding what happened, right? And then when you decode, and then these wise people, I have gone through this, I have come across, they healed from their traumas, and that's why they align themselves with their principle, with the principle, and then they become wise. So I want you to just remember this thing. If you want to be a wiser person, if you want, coach is one side, but wisdom in any field has to come through these four processes.